beautiful, breathless biathlon. And the World Cup campaign has hit a sweet spot with trigger-happy Martin Fourcade aiming to win a third Crystal Globe in a row. The others are racing to keep up, while the women's competition is wide open as the athletes set their sights on a string of classic venues before the switch to Sochi. The Biathlon World Cup, every day at 14:30, live on Eurosport.
Get connected to sport. Megaphone.
One, two, opening set. Mentioned the winner of this match plays Serena Williams. In this top half of the draw, the other fourth round encounters, Casey Delacroix against Eugenie Bouchard, Lina, who saved a match point today, against Ekaterina Makarova. Angelique Kerber plays Flavia Panetta. Flavia's really revived her career, hasn't she?
Yeah, another woman of over 30 who's doing really well.
Three of the four semi-finalists at the last major, the US Open, of course, in the ladies, were 30 plus.
Good patient play by Ivanovic. She's trying to go to the Stosur backhand. She's getting a few of those slices, pummeling it into that corner, and then she's probably going to follow it up to the net.
Really getting that top spin to work there, whipping it up. Beautiful racket head acceleration. Closest to us there was Simone and Sam's partner.
Lovely movement, isn't it? So much energy into the shot. Well, made up her mind ever so early. She's going to take the spin on, take it early. Well, it's really, at the moment, who can take the court, who's going to move up the court, take a better positioning, see how far back Stosur is to defend.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is a fabulous touch.
Advantage to Ivanovic.
Well, I wasn't convinced by one of her slice backhands earlier on, but that was beautifully curved round. Good body motion into it.
And we all know what a good athlete Sam Stosur is, and she was nowhere near getting to this. First break point then. Provokes the first ace. I think Ivanovic is challenging, but or in hope, in expectation. Mariana Alves from Portugal is our umpire for this one.
Seems like a silly challenge to throw away, really. It was clearly in.
Advantage Stosur.
Stosur comes through the first test, saving the break points.
Well, for once she's looking like she's really enjoying her time on centre court here in Australia, because she's had her demons in the past and it's been awful to see. But this was very competent coming in, chip and charge.
There's the first point of the match against the Ivanovic serve. The winners are coming from the Ivanovic racket. 7 already compared with 2 for Stosur.
Yep, she just saw a tiny gap there.
Ooh. 2 men's matches is underway in the other show courts in the High Sense Arena. Great start for Richard Gasquet against Tommy Robredo. 3-love. And Sam Querrey has won his opening service game against Fabio Fognini on the Margaret Court Arena.
Well, Anna's certainly into her stride in that point. She just wanted to keep hitting. It's so much flatter than Stosur's. Little margin for error.
Shouldn't have got away with that drop shot. Ivanovic, for once, not positive, just sort of pushing the ball back and leaving herself vulnerable.
Ouch, that was horrible, wasn't it? If it was spin on that, she jumped at the wrong time for the smash as well.
And stumbles awkwardly. So now break point Stosur.
Ooh. Not meant, of course. Well, it's absolutely her game, Ivanovic. She's got to believe in it. Take on the forehand. Lovely little steps into it.
Advantage Ivanovic.
Both have had a break point then, neither has been able to break. It's Ivanovic who leads 3-2 on serve. First set.
Eurosport is your favorite winter sport destination. Enjoy unrivaled coverage of the winter sport season on Eurosport and Eurosport 2. On Eurosport Player, access live coverage, video on demand, and exclusive content on all your devices, so you can take the action with you. Plus, 100% dedicated events channels will be available. Follow at Eurosport and join the conversation for all the major news and insight from experts and fans, thanks to the Eurosport Twitter network. And for more news and analysis with live scores around the clock, yahoo.eurosport.com is the place to be. Eurosport. All sports, all emotions, all screens.
Kia, the power to surprise.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Crowds flocking in. A little late to come. Obviously people coming along after work and so on. Clouds overhead, that's nice to see. Sam's smiling about it all. A lot of movement.
I mean, it's okay, the people up above, but just behind, where down below, there's quite a few coming in.
That's an unbelievable get from Stosur, because I was admiring the quality of the Ivanovic volley.
So was I. I thought, what a perfect play. Going to challenge? No, too late.
15 left.
Was she asking whether it was up? It certainly was.
Yeah.
And also, she couldn't possibly challenge because she tried to play the shot.
Mm.
Oh, no. We've had it all, Joe. Now it's raining.
Yep.
And of course, Mariana Alves here is just testing the lines because they can get very slippery. It would be ironic if we have to close the roof because of rain.
Exactly. Doesn't look like much up above. They did say there could be a sprinkle or two tonight.
It's Donna Kelso, the other lady on the court, the tour supervisor. So for the moment, anyway, we're going to play on. 30 love, 2-3.
14 left.
Second ace for Stosur. members of the Fanatics you're listening to. First double of the match. If you're going to serve one, it's best to do so at 40 love. It's never good to do so. She's really going after the second serve, isn't she?
It really is standing so far up the court, and you saw Stosur just eyeing her just before she hit this serve, but one step forward and right onto it. Trouble is that Stosur can't really slide one out wide. She only hits topspin on her second serve.
And by stepping forward, you stop the ball getting up high.
That's right. Yeah, well, about right so far. I think they've both got going quite nicely. Pretty well matched, really, the way they go about playing. I think with Stosur's spin and Ivanovic taking the ball quite flat, they're good to watch.
The very first meeting was here at the Australian Open 8 years ago. And Ivanovic was 17 at the time. Stosur won at 6-3, 7-5. Ivanovic has won their two other Grand Slam meetings, 2006 French and 2009 Wimbledon.
Favourite place to play the forehand from? They both like to play it from there. Dancing around the ball. Yeah, well, if you're going to come in and hit the ball down the line like that, you've got to somehow cover the cross court. It's just giving Ivanovic the shot she wants.
First double fault from Ivanovic, maybe brought on by seeing Stosur moving, preparing to run round and play a forehand.
A couple of strange mistakes this game. And what was she trying to achieve with that forehand?
The first important moment of the match. And Stosur breaks through. 4-3.
So the lead 4 games.
Kia is ready to serve you with the power to surprise.
Okay, time to play.
The Australian Open is brought to you by BetAtHome.com. Life's a game.
Stosur with new balls and, more importantly, with a break.
Well, that was a little bit more towards the forehand side, the serve. Well, there's just been a run of errors. Ivanovic.
Good serving from Stosur, backing up the break. 11 unforced errors from Ivanovic compared with 6 for Stosur. Love game to back up the break. That's impressive.
So the lead 5 games.
Well, I mean, 7 points in a row, really, where Stosur didn't have to do very much.
Fanatic sit down. They always stop just at the right time as the players get ready. Made that.
Waiting for an out call. Bit dicey.
Bit.
Flailed away, is it really?
Now Stosur challenging. And I think Mariana Alves is
15.
overruled anyway. She has.
Yeah.
And no challenge to the overrule. Significant difference.
This seems to have gone really flat. It's not the move she was making earlier on in the match, which seemed much stronger really to get around the ball, more belief in it.
Another break point for Stosur, and this one, of course, also set point.
13-14.
Well, fortunate return, and that was super movement from Stosur.
Well, Ivanovic is challenging. Stosur's heading for the chair, but now she pauses. Ooh, he caught the back edge. Bit of a hometown call there, Jeff.
Wow. That was good reaction though from Stosur. She was marching to the chair, set over.
Instead, Ivanovic gets a first serve. And she's challenging again. And she's right again.
How long is this going to go on?
Conspiracy theories will be abounding in her mind now. There's Mum.
Yep, and Dad.
And Dragonara and the lion. Dad, Miroslav, an economist. How many chances do you need to pass?
Just hesitated.
Advantage Ivanovic.
Trying to be clever. That was a great guess actually, but this one, she just hesitated. She should have taken it just slightly, just there. Gave Ivanovic the chance to be in it.
And she was far too kind. That should have been aimed at the hip.
Very nice. All the time in the world. Got there in the end, Ivanovic.
Advantage Ivanovic.
Again and again, she's going to the Stosur backhand.
Well, Stosur was walking thinking she'd won the set prior to the successful challenge. She hasn't. She's got to try and serve it out. It's 5 games to 4 now.
5 games to 4.
Many things change, but the good things don't. For 20 years, Cosmodisc has been effective in relieving the back pain of over 3 million users worldwide. Over 3 million people have bought and tested Cosmodisc and found out that there isn't anything better.
It was happiness on earth. What can I say? For me, it was a new life.
For me, it's like a magic wand, a remarkable remedy.
My perceptions have changed.
When I wake up in the morning, I feel like a rocket. Anytime the pain strikes, whether it's every day or once a month, it's always there. Simply put it on and get on with your life.
Our dog ran away, and he ran after him, as if he was 20 years old again.
My mother tried it, so I decided to buy the set.
My husband wears it until noon, and I wear it in the afternoon.
Don't miss today's special. Now with your Cosmodisc Classic, you get this pair of ultra-comfortable Walkmax house shoes absolutely free. Say goodbye to back pain. Use Cosmodisc and get your freedom back.
Kia, the power to surprise.
Stosur serving for the set. She gets so emotional on the court. Ivanovic.
Well, I actually thought, just squeaking out of that last game might just change her mood a bit. I thought she'd gone a little bit flat, actually. Is that in?
Ivanovic will check the scores on the leg face.
Well, she's got her last 2 challenges right. It's starting to get embarrassing for the line judges. She's got this one right as well.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's an awful call.
Terrible call.
It's a pretty awful shot too, it has to be said.
Yes.
Points there for the taking. Second double from Stosur.
Oh. Well, it's just been a horrible forehand miss and a double fault. Why wouldn't Ivanovic just get that over the net?
Normally very secure overhead, Sam Stosur. There's Miles McLagan at the end of that row.
40-30.
And it was with Andy Murray for a time. So once again, Stosur, set point. Lovely little angle, great imagination there from Ivanovic.
Well, she gave herself a chance. She got down so nice and low for the ball.
Oh, what pass!
Well, they don't come off very often, do they, with Sam Stosur? That backhand down the line, she squeezes it down there. Must have felt good.
Third set point.
Well, no second thoughts that time. Just saw the ball and hit it.
There, she set up the point with a fine return and missed the easy one. For the fourth time. Set point.
Well, I can understand Stosur just trying to get it off that backhand return. Try and go down the middle for a change, and look where Ivanovic is standing. Just goes forward to the ball. Well done. Keeping the pressure up.
Ivanovic showing survive 4 set points. Levels the opening set 5-all after exactly 3/4 of an hour.
Well, she's done very well to get herself out of a bit of a hole, and it started with those challenges. Thought she'd done double fault, and it wasn't in the previous game. Gave her a second chance, and boy, has she taken it. Look at that, that's so free.
In fairness to Stosur, it wasn't as if she bottled any of those set points.
No stopping her now. Again, lovely free serving.
Well, Ivanovic is coming up with another challenge. Surely they haven't got another one wrong. No.
30-15.
Stosur peppering the baseline in that rally.
Yeah, anger. Letting that one go.
Yeah, 10 game, I'm afraid, from Stosur. Not easy to put behind you the fact that you had 4 set points. Ivanovic has come from 3-5 down to lead 6-5.
Kia, the power to surprise.
Served for the set. Stosur now must serve to save it and force the tie break. Richard Gasquet is set up on Tommy Robredo on the Hisense Arena. That's on Eurosport 2 at the moment.
Well, we know Stosur's got an amazing serve, but it's a bit of a problem for her if she doesn't get a first serve in, because Ivanovic is taking the second serve apart.
So they challenge the call on the right here.
This time it's Stosur challenging.
Stop the challenge, first serve.
Oh.
Ivanovic concedes the call.
Okay.
That's nice. Ivanovic has actually said you don't need to, it was good. What on earth's going on with the line judges this evening?
Terrible. Oh, here we go. Ivanovic already stepping in the court. She'll move up again. Ooh. Just slightly rushed that.
But the depth wasn't there. And it's 5-all between Fognini and Querry on the Margaret Court Arena. Fognini was a breakdown in that set. It's available on the Eurosport Player.
Left first serve.
Bernie Stosur could have won her last service game to love. So it will be a tiebreak to decide the opening set. And amazingly, considering they've played each other 7 times before, they've never played a tiebreak.
Right. Well, we'll see who's the sharper.
So both of them with a losing record in tiebreaks last year.
It's a bit of a flurry sometimes with these two. They want to get on with it so much. What happened a few games ago with Ivanovic? Suddenly went out of this match.
It's all very scrappy all of a sudden. The women, of course, know how important the next few points are. Although at least now with the much reduced temperatures, it's not quite as hard to come from a set down.
Oh, that was a chance. It really was. It's one of her favourite shots to hit. Just that added tension in the shoulders. Yep.
Both of them seem so tense, anxious at the moment. They'll change zones at dead level. 3-all.
So much tension around it. All the points are being lost at the moment rather than won. A good shot.
No idea what that was all about.
Right. Again, I just really feel that Stosur needs a first serve.
For the moment that Stosur dropped her first forehand short, she was in trouble.
Just keeps pressing home the advantage.
Ivanovic with the mini break now.
Oh, that That ball toss was horrible. So far out to the right, she really could hardly hit it.
Stosur. Again, that's your favourite into-out forehand mid-court ball.
I just thought it was a very late move onto it. She kind of looked, then moved. It was not very flowing at all.
Having saved 4 set points, Ivanovic now has 3 of her own.
Good footwork, really is. You can get stuck when you've got an easy ball like this and not move up to it properly. Oh, that looked a whole lot freer from Stosur.
Sometimes easier to play when you're behind. Right. She's done the first thing, hold her own 2 service points. And say to Ivanovic, you serve out this one. This is the 1 set point on your own serve. And we all know the serve can be a little flaky. Exactly an hour for the opening set. Yeah, did well to catch that. Yep. You sort of knew it was coming, didn't you? So, Stosur's had 4 set points, Ivanovic has had 3, and we're still in the first set.
Well, that ball toss is getting worse and worse as the tension hits. So now will Stosur tighten up again? The crowd are living every moment with her. Can you hear the oohs and ahs?
Tucks herself up, there was no free-flowing forehand this time. It's set point number 5 for Stosur. It is one of you is allowed to win this set.
The perfect setup as well. She got the first serve in. She knows it. With the amount of spin she can generate on her forehand, that really is dreadful.
Oh my word. Well, look at the rain now lashing down. And you can't claim the point because it suddenly started raining. Sorry. No, there's no way you can claim that. We're going to have to stop just to add to the drama. What an extraordinary set it has been.
Funnily enough, they have cracked the roof. It won't take long to shut. It's not very open, but it is absolutely pouring. Well, talk about drama.
It will be a 6-set point for Stosur when the roof is shut. And it will take a little while to dry the court because this is, as you can see, serious rain.
At least it's only the middle portion of the court. As I said, the roof was semi-closed anyway.
Well, we all know that Melbourne's the one city in the world where we get 4 seasons in a day, scorching heat, then it drops something like 10 or 12 degrees in an hour. Now we got it chucking it down with rain. How about a few hailstones?
I'm sure that can be arranged. It has been building up. They did say there were going to be some showers tonight, but what a time to arrive.
Let's just recap on the 2 other courts where obviously players also have now been stopped. Richard Gasquet won the first set against Tommy Robredo 6-2 and leads 4-3 on serve. Robredo has a game point to make it 4-all. And Fabio Fognini has won the first set 7-5 against Sam Querrey, having been a breakdown. Querrey's held in the opening game of the second set. What we might be able to do, incidentally, we'll take a break and then we'll bring you Robredo Gasquet, a little bit of that, until play resumes.
I love being a mum. I've never done it before. He's amazing. He's a super baby. I've got so many things to do at the same time. And, you know, obviously, being a working mum, you have to make sure you know where your money's going. So if you do need to go out and get that dress that you're not meant to be buying, because my husband doesn't know, I can do it all on my phone without going into my overdraft. I can check my money wherever I am.
Make Barclays your bank.
If your car is written off, at Direct Line we don't just offer you a check. We could also source a replacement for you. And you can even upgrade by paying the difference. Plus, if you get a quote from us 10 days or more before your policy start date, you'll get 20% off. It's good to deal direct, so take the Direct Line.
Welcome back. So it's all happening in Melbourne. Play suspended, not for heat, but because of rain. There you can see the shiny puddles there on the floor. I know Ivanovic not very pleased that the rain came down in the middle of the point that she just lost. I think she was trying it on a bit there. But mopping the court here, the Hisense Arena, obviously all the courts are affected here. The Rod Laver and the Hisense both have roofs, so they can be closed. On the outside courts that's still going on, you heard David Mercer mention that Robredo Gasquet playing on Hisense. We're actually going to concentrate, though, on the match that we've been watching here on British Eurosport, which is Ivanovic against Stosur as the the workers really get going with their towels. It's so antiquated, isn't it?
It is. It's unbelievable. You think by now they'd have a way to have an under-court heating system which could dry this up, but no, good old-fashioned towel.
I think they need an undercourt cooling system even more than the heating system. But the one thing I can say, Rob, is that the weather forecast has been actually very accurate for the week.
Well, if it was so accurate, why didn't they close the roof then after they got their first bit of drizzle? And, this is difficult for both players, but as you can see, the Australians aren't worried about a little bit of hard work here to get these courts clean.
And they're all using Thomas Burdick's old shirts there. It's extraordinary, isn't it? As Joe said, the roof was sort of semi-closed, wasn't it, anyway? So it shouldn't take too long to get play back on again. But it is an extraordinary sight, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the most extraordinary thing is when it arrived. I mean, the end of this first set has been quite bizarre, really, but we were expecting tension every side, and I think, what happens in these matches is the tension transfers itself from one side of the net to the other, and then they're both, and as I said, these players are probably the two most brittle players.
Stosur is the worst of the lot, isn't she?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at Ivanovic's double fault when she turned the match around to get set point for the second time, you think to yourself, what's going on? You've got the momentum. You're up 6-3. You have multiple set points there, and you can't find a way to get it done on your serve. And, then she complains when she has an absolute sitting forehand at 7-all and hits it in net just because the rain came down. So you've got to finish that shot off as a player. But it's such a shame because both of these ladies are excellent tennis players, but it just shows you the mental fortitude you need. And they've both won major titles. Ivanovic has been world #1, and you think you'd be more relaxed about things because most tennis players' dream is to win a major, and then things should get easier rather than more difficult.
Yeah, it's a fun match to watch this, actually, isn't it? But God, it is exasperating. We've always found Stosur exasperating because we know what she's capable of. As you said, she's won a Grand Slam. Ivanovic, former world #1, and you see them constantly choking.
It's slightly different, too, because Ivanovic has these huge shots, but then she hesitates for a second, and then that hesitation and all is lost in tennis. And plus the fact that her toss wanders out in front of her and she can't catch up with it at all. And because I think she won when she was so young, when she won the French, that she had no pressure on her then, and she didn't know how to back that up in the following years. Stosur does something different, though. Since she got into trouble in that, and she had the set, she thought she had the set, and then the overall was correct, and she just then froze, and she seems to completely get indecisive about what to do. So that then transfers from her head to her feet don't move at all.
You know what she needs to do is, Marion Bartoli, our Wimbledon champion.
Yeah, jump around.
She needs to jump around, do something. I mean, she's a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
And the other thing is she's got so much rotation on her forehand, there's no excuse for missing it. With Ivanovic, you look at her technique on the forehand side. If she gets fractionally nervous, there's no cover on the ball. So the margin for error for Ivanovic's game is so much lower. While Stosur, on the other hand, has the kick serve, has the heavy topspin forehand. So for her, it's more getting her body going and just being more aggressive out there to continue with the rotation. So psychologically, that's where Miles McLagan has to help her. She does look like she's getting better, but, it just comes again when the key situations arrive.
On these breaks, are the coaches allowed to go in and talk to their players? Could Miles now go and have a chat with Stosur?
If it's a rain delay, you can. This is the odd thing. If you take a bathroom break, absolutely no. But then you might get lucky. I mean, it can happen in your favor, no question at all. I think we've all had good experiences from rain delays and bad.
Well, the other thing as well is it's going to be useful to see what Miles says to Sam, and obviously what Ivanovic's coach says to her as well. He has to settle her down after missing that easy forehand at 7 points all in the tiebreaker. Tell her what to do out there and really have a specific plan for that opening point, because if Ivanovic loses that, she's down a set, and that's a big break. So she's got to make sure she's really certain where she's going to serve and where she's going to hit her first shot out there.
Yeah, indeed. Well, the roof is now closed, so it'll just be a few more minutes before the court is fully dried with all those towels. In the meantime, let's just bring you up to date with what's happened so far on day 5. Well, no problems for Serena Williams. She's ever powerful, ever dominant out on court, coming through in straight sets today against Daniela Hanzikova. David Ferrer, also fairly straightforward win for him. He beat France's Jeremy Chardy 6-2, 7-6, 6-2. He plays Florian Mayer next. Li Na, though, had a real worry, though. She was a match point down in the second set against Lucy Safarova of the Czech Republic. Li Na fighting back, though, to scrape through in 3. And there's Thomas Berdych before his shirt was taken away to dry the courts out. He beat the Bosnian Zuma in straight set 6-4, 6-2, 6-2. Elsewhere, Katerina Makarova came through against Monica Niculescu of Romania in straight sets. So she'll face Li Na in the last 16. Eugenie Bouchard has become the first Canadian since 1999 to reach the last 16 at the Australian Open. The 19-year-old beating 20-year-old Lauren Davis of the United States 2-2. And Flavia Pennetta coming through in straight sets against Mona Bartel of Germany, and she'll play Angelique Kerber next after Kerber came through against Alison Risk 6-3, 6-4. There's confirmation of Florian Mayer's win over Jerzy Janowicz, who said he was unprepared today and completely kaput, and going down in straight sets to the German. And we just saw a little bit earlier Kevin Anderson coming through a big battle from 2 sets down against Edouard Roger Vasselin of France. Kevin Anderson is through. So live pictures, so the roof is closed, almost dry. They're still just getting the final patches up, and of course they must make sure, absolutely, that every little drop of water is swept up there.
Well, it's quite interesting because when you go to the US Open, they have those machines or those buggies they drive around which dry the courts, and then sometimes they use those big blowers they use to do the leaves and the grass to dry the surface. So doing it the old-fashioned way here down under in Australia, but if they could get those big dryers, they would even be able to dry the surface even quicker.
They'll be raining the dressing rooms to get the hair dryers out. It's the lines that are always the last to dry, and the slippery ones because they are more slippery anyway, the lines. But, the water hogs, aren't they called water hogs?
I believe so.
Those things that they take with...
Surprised they haven't got them. Just looking at those matches from earlier today, Virginia, Li Na came very close to going out this morning.
Yeah, she played in the heat of the day. The other Chinese girl, Zhang Xi, didn't survive the heat. She lost to Del Acqua, and... She needed serious treatment on court.
Yeah, she was crazy.
Strangely enough, the Asian girls haven't done too well in the heat. Nobody has, but Del Acqua said that she'd been practicing a lot in conditions just like that. She is Australian, she knows the conditions, and she's had a tremendous comeback. So that was the other match. Li Na playing Safarova, Lucy Safarova. As I said before, she's one of the most frustrating players. So good. Left-handed, lovely, so fantastic, smooth forehand, very smooth shot. She doesn't have these sort of really tight shots that Ivanovic has, which are beautiful when they're working, but she has much softer hands, and I can never understand when it goes off. It goes off so badly with Lucy. And she had one match point, and she missed the ball by literally that much. And
have a look at that. Yeah, she really went for the winner, didn't she?
I know, but this was the right play. She got the ball. She wanted to change direction, and she's been doing it so well all match. And look at this one. She misses it by about 1.5 inches. So at least she can look back, having lost this match, knowing that when she had her opportunity, she actually went for it. And we'll just see the Hawkeye coming up in just a second here, and you can see what fractions tennis matches are won and lost by.
Well, that down-the-line shot, when you're a little tight, you're so anxious to hit it early, and you sometimes just don't give it enough loft over the net to make it curl in at the end. Oh, I mean, she probably thought she'd made it. I mean, that's a shot that it's actually quite difficult to know yourself whether you've made or haven't made. But
and how costly was it? Because then Li Na then took the set, and then she was ended up going for the match and came through like a true champion.
Carlos Rodriguez quite happy there. Li Na has really become a very, very good player, and she hits the ball very early. She's consistent. Her serve has improved. He's getting her to put a little bit more spin on the ball, which should make it safer for her. Boy, a lot of good players, and it's very difficult to just have the winning formula constantly.
Yeah, well, let's just look at that draw then, Virginia, because we can see that she's got Makarova next, but then things get tricky.
Well, they do. You know, if you look about it, it gets Kerber and then Panetta, so you'd expect her to come through that and make the semis. But if you look at the top half with Serena Williams, she's playing the winner of the match tonight between Stosur and Ivanovic. And then after that, it's most likely Jeannie Bouchard, who's going to get to the quarterfinals against Williams. So expect a Williams-Lina semifinals, most likely.
It's interesting. Makarova has suddenly started to really perform to her potential. She beat Radwanska at the U.S. Open. She's beaten Venus Williams a few times lately. She's a big, tall lefty, and she's actually very tough when she gets going. So I'm just wondering whether she has taken the step up that we were waiting for her to take.
You mentioning Venus just then reminds me to tell everyone that sadly Serena and Venus have pulled out of the doubles because Venus has a leg injury, which is a shame. But Serena still goes on in the singles. Let's hear from her talking to Renee Stubbs after her win earlier today.
Well, Serena, congratulations. We've decided that the heat is so bad that we're going to do every interview in the shade for you guys now. Congratulations. That was an incredibly tough match. And obviously you looked like the heat was affecting you a little bit today.
Yeah, it was a tough match. Danielle is a great opponent, so I was really happy to come out with the win today. It's definitely hot, but you have to be able to play.
Is it physical or mental both when you have conditions like this? You want to finish the match quickly. We saw you coming to the net a lot today. Is it mental or is it physical?
I think it's a little both. You have to really be ready to play in this heat. We know that every year when we come to Melbourne, there's a chance of it being really hot. And then you have to prepare yourself mentally too. But I'm just really excited to get through this match today.
Yeah, my cohort in the studio down there wanted to know what you buy Venus for Christmas.
Oh, we don't celebrate Christmas at all, but we hung out together. We had a great day.
Have you bought her anything lately?
I'm not the best little sister. She always buys me things. She bought my necklace. She always buys me like earrings and all kinds of stuff. So.
Well, you're playing doubles later on, so maybe she can help you out on the doubles court, considering you've already been out here for a few hours. What do you think?
No, she's the best doubles partner, as you know. So we really look forward to it. And thank you guys very much for supporting me today.
Well, Serena, I know it's been a tough day. I know you want to get out of here. Get out of here. Go and play doubles. Congratulations today. Tough one in tough conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, Serena Williams.
She's got a lot of luggage there, hasn't she? But just a reminder, Serena and Venus, they've had to pull out of the doubles because of an injury to Venus there. But Serena marches on, and whoever she plays next, Stosur or Ivanovic, will then go through to face either Delacroix or Eugenie Bouchard of Canada. Now, we started to see great things from her last year. Is she really making her mark in the game now, Bouchard?
You know, I have a lot of time for her. She's slightly stiff when she plays. I mean, she's not the most flexible player. But to me, it strikes me that she has a really good head out there. And so she can utilize her game much better than you see a lot of players. There are a lot of very good young players coming up, and it's going to be so interesting to see which ones emerge. A lot from Eastern Europe, but the States, Lauren Davis is one of the better ones.
She's only 20, isn't she? And
Madison,
Eugene Bouchard, 19.
Yeah. Madison Keys has been very good, isn't still in the tournament. But this girl, I think, is smart on the court.
Well, it's good to see. And Canadian tennis looking quite strong, and we've got the likes of Raonic as well, Greg, in the men's.
Well, exactly, and also Pospisil, who had to pull out against Wawrinka today, unfortunately. So you had actually 3 Canadians in the third round, which hasn't happened, I don't believe, in the open era. So fantastic result. And Raonic is playing very, very well under the guidance of Ivan Lubicic. So Canadian tennis is doing very, very well.
Good. Well, they should be out on the Rod Laver Arena very shortly. Look, the towels have gone. So we'll just take a quick break, and when we come back, there'll be more live tennis. This first set to be decided between Sam Stosur and Anna Ivanovic.
The Australian Open is brought to you by BetAtHome.com. Life's a game.
ready to serve you with the power to surprise.
Okay, time to play.
Oh, this one looks good.
Yeah, I scored a goal, didn't I?
Oh, gonna have to wait till next month.
All is not lost, my dear. Wonga can transfer money within 5 minutes of approval, so no need to sleep on a wonky bed for weeks.
Lovely.
You're lovely.
Isn't that sunshine? That's what got you into this mess in the first place.
I didn't.
Wonga.com. Straight talking money.
Lunchtime can't come soon enough with the return of the Cajun Crispy Chicken Wrap from McDonald's. Only $1.99 on Mondays and Fridays. Part of the Deli Choices range.
Live sport galore on British Eurosport, because not only do we have live tennis resuming shortly, but a little bit later at 1 o'clock over on British Eurosport 2, the continuation of the Masters Snooker. The quarterfinals continue with Ricky Walden against Ronnie O'Sullivan. Should be highly entertaining, and that is at 1 o'clock on British Eurosport 2 HD this afternoon. So there we are, returning to action on the Rod Laver Arena. The roof is closed and they're having a little warm-up in spite of the fact that they've been off for, 15 minutes, 18 minutes, we think?
I think they just get a very limited time to warm up. If it's more than 15 minutes, they get 1 minute or maybe 3. It's certainly not 5. But that might help to reduce their nerves, just swing the ball a few times. I mean, I'm sure, thinking of what we were saying with Sam and how she just tightens up so physically that she doesn't move well, and you suggested, Greg, that she might jump around a little bit. She's got to find some, obviously we know it's a mental thing, but she has to find some sort of little physical thing to overcome that. Maybe stretching as well as jumping around.
Well, exactly, but that's where the coach who gets involved with Sam has to figure out what to do. And Miles McLagan, since she started working with him, she seems a little bit more relaxed out there, even though we've seen the nerves today, because usually in the lead-ups to the Australian Open, especially after she won her first major at the US Open in 2011, she could barely win a match down under. But at least in Hobart this year, she got to the semis. There's some good signs going out there, but I think this first point could be very key, and whoever wins this first set is most likely going to have the momentum tonight.
There might be also the added reason that they get a warm-up. I forget exactly what the timing is that when you're off court, but if the roof's on, it's quite a different environment in there, so it is... Oh, well, it was on.
Yeah, no, that's how quickly they can close it. No, this is obviously time-lapsed, just showing it. They're closing a little bit earlier on. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who can actually close out this first set, wouldn't it? Stosur has what I think is a 5th set point here at 8-7. Ivanovic had her own chance to win the set as well. She had 3 set points a little earlier on. But both seem to be expert at throwing away these chances.
Well, it comes down to nerves and pressures and expectations. And, it doesn't get any easier for whoever wins tonight, because their next round opponent is most likely going to be, Serena Williams. And for Stosur and Ivanovic, the furthest they've been at this major is the 4th round.
Yeah, Stosur, 3rd round exit last year, and she has disappointed the Australian fans a bit over the years, hasn't she? But what can she do here? Let's rejoin Joe Dury and David Mercer.
Ivanovic has had 3 set points Stosur is about to have her 6th. Stosur, of course, who thought she'd won the set when, on her very first set point, Ivanovic, serving at 3-5, was called a double fault, but successfully challenged. It's been a dramatic opening set.
It has, with sort of varying tennis out there from the pair of them. It's been some very good stuff and some horrid mistakes, but a big match for the pair of them, especially for Sam Stosur playing at home. And it is really good to see her playing as well as this and as freely as this. We haven't seen it for quite some years.
And Anna has varied from brilliant to downright ordinary, and maybe I'm being a little kind. Former runner-up Ivanovic to Sharapova back in 2008. Stosur bidding to reach the 4th round of her home major for only the 3rd time and has never gone beyond that stage. Serena Williams, of course, awaits the winner of this one.
Ready?
7-8. First set tiebreak. Ivanovic serving. Very sensibly took a lot of pace off that serve, made sure she got it in. Just 136 Ks. Her parents, Ivanovic's parents.
Left.
Well, again, went for the first serve in court, but a little slow to react from the return.
7-set point then for Sam Stosur. And 7 is a lucky number, obviously. Stosur claims the opening set after 65 minutes of actual playing time. And the inflatable kangaroos are up on their feet.
Bullion by Post is the UK's #1 online bullion dealer. At Bullion by Post, we aim to make the process of buying gold and silver as easy as possible. You can buy bars and coins and get them delivered discreetly to your door. On our website, our prices are updated every 2 minutes and include free, fully insured delivery. To find out more, call us on 0121 403 3000 or visit us at bullionbypost.co.uk.
To add home emergency cover to your home insurance for just £1, chat to Churchill.
Australian Open was always the Grand Slam that you can look for some underdog.
Comes down to who was willing to put the hours in over Christmas and come out firing.
If they've changed something in their game, the Australian Open is where you're going to see it.
Makes it slightly more unpredictable. You haven't had recent form to take into account.
Some top guys are not ready, so always somebody sneaks in.
I don't think it's very realistic to back an outsider.
It's worth looking at the early rounds to see who is the form player. You can really take great advantage.
Get a 100% deposit bonus with Unibet.
+6.
2 points played in the second set. Ivanovic has won them both with clean winners. Three break points then immediately.
Doesn't muck about with that shot, does she? Hits it as hard as she can onto the line. It's one of her best serves out wide.
Well, if Stosur could get out of this game now, psychologically that would be huge.
Yeah, Ivanovic didn't really commit to this slice backhand. Well, they both obviously could have talked to their coaches during the rain break, so I wonder if Miles McClaggan's just given some thoughts to Stosur on her serve.
Maybe a body serve or two, that one certainly worked.
Well, that has been the plan. Full match from Ivanovic to step into the second serve. Didn't catch it right though. Bottom of the frame.
A terrific hold for Stosur from love 40 to start the second set.
First game, second set.
Now they're just about to resume on the Hisense Arena, Robredo and Gasquet. Now, I know that Eurosport 2, British Eurosport 2 is showing the skiing in Wengen at the moment for about another 3/4 of an hour. But you could always subscribe to the player and watch that match. It'll be a little while longer before they resume on the Margaret Court Arena, because although they've built the roof, it's not yet closed and not yet operational. So there may be quite some delay before Fognini and Querry get back underway.
No, she pulled across that. Very much a lot of left hand in that backhand. Well, a bit of a late run from Stosur, getting there eventually, but could only pop it up.
Got ahead of herself there, didn't she?
Yes, it didn't look like their normal elegant swing that she has. Oh, very nice. All the movement into the ball. It's coordinating very well.
So in and out, though, Ivanovic in this match. Still pretty warm inside the arena, even though it's cooled down dramatically outside. 15,000 people, of course, contributing to the heat under the roof.
Game. Ivanovic. 1-1.
Well, I think tonight we've seen Ivanovic, when she's playing at her best, is slightly better than Stosur, but she can't quite keep that standard up.
Oh, terrific.
I think the little hop did it. Lifted that ball over the net and into court.
Muscle definition on Stosur's arms. A lady who spends a lot of time in the gym with the weights.
Very dangerous opponent, obviously, Ivanovic, but you never quite know when it's going to be good or bad.
Forehand volleys look very solid from Ivanovic tonight. She's put 14 points in the net and won 11. Stosur 10, winning 6.
Well, the way she moves forward onto the ball and likes to take the mid-court balls on, you can understand why she comes to the net. Maybe she should do it a little bit more. Very competent in the net area.
Stosur clings on, having been pegged back from 40 love to 40-30. And we're on serve early in the second set, 2-1.
Australian Open was always the Grand Slam that you can look for some underdogs.
It comes down to who was willing to put the hours in over Christmas and come out firing.
If they've changed something in their game, the Australian Open is where you're going to see it.
Makes it slightly more unpredictable. You haven't had recent form to take into account.
Some top guys are not ready, so always somebody sneaks in.
I don't think it's very realistic to back an outsider.
It's worth looking at the early rounds to see who is the form player. You can really take great advantage.
Get a 100% deposit bonus with Unibet.
With Wonga.com, you're always in control. You decide how much you want to borrow and for how long, and we tell you how much it'll cost. Money is sent within 5 minutes of approval. Guaranteed. Wonga.com. Little loans, lots of control.
Please back to his quickly, thank you. Thank you. Ready to play, thank you.
Ivanovic to serve at 1-2.
Well, might as well have a go at it if you pulled out that wide.
Certainly one of our viewers has tweeted to say there's a noise behind our commentary. And it's distracting. The only thing I can think of, our colleagues in French Eurosport are in the next door booth. And obviously they're commentating on Gasquet Robredo, and they do get a little excited from time to time, but if it's not that, I don't know what it is, because it's certainly not coming from us. Safru's behind us, but he's not snoring. He's joining us for the next match. He's concentrating.
Late call.
But no challenge from Stosur. And we remain on serve. One break each in the first set.
Things just settled down again, and they are very well matched. Well, Anna has certainly gone about this return of serve very well during the match. Look at that, leaps into the air. That'll make a good photo.
Taking the early ball, giving Stosur no time to recover. Almost on the half volley, that forehand. It must have stopped raining because Fabio Fognini and Sam Querrey are about to warm up on the Margaret Court Arena to resume their match. Nods of approval from Dan. More break points for Ivanovic. Remember, she had 3 of them in the opening game of the set.
Well, again, she was trying to keep the pressure on a little bit deeper from Stosur, just to stop her moving quite so far up the court.
No mistake this time from Ivanovic. She gets the first break of the second set.
Ivanovic leads 3 games to 2.
And takes a 3-2 lead.
Australian Open was always the Grand Slam that you can look for some underdog.
It comes down to who was willing to put the hours in over Christmas and come out firing.
If they've changed something in their game, the Australian Open is where you're going to see it.
Makes it slightly more unpredictable. You haven't had recent form to take into account.
Some top guys are not ready, so always somebody sneaks in.
I don't think it's very realistic to back an outsider.
It's worth looking at the early rounds to see who is the form player. You can really take great advantage.
Get a 100% deposit bonus with Unibet.
Ivanovic wins the first game, the first point, I should say, of the next game. Another of our viewers has tweeted to say it's definitely the French you're hearing at home because they've heard a few French words. Tell them to calm down.
They do get rather excited.
They have a different style of commentary to us, don't they, Joe? It's, they're cheerleaders almost for the French players.
Nice serving. Well, to be honest, they've got a lot to cheer about. A lot of French players doing well.
Yeah. Very solid game from Ivanovic as she extends her advantage to 4-2.
That really was a solid game. Really calm and focused. I just feel that these two play better when they're behind. It's kind of get the shackles off and off they go, nice and free and easy.
If you are just tuning in, the roof now shut after rain during the first set tiebreak. It will remain shut for this match, even though it's obviously stopped raining, to allow the Fognini-Querrey match to resume. But once they've shut the roof, they remain shut for the rest of the match.
So strong with that arm. That's where she generates the spin on the serve.
I'm surprised she isn't challenging that. I thought that serve was good. But I do get the impression that there are far more body serves now from Stosur than there were before the interruption. Third ace of the match for Stosur, first of the set. She narrows the gap. It's another love game.
Ivanovic leads 4 games.
4-3 is the Ivanovic lead.
Ready to serve you with the power to surprise.
Don't play nice with this. Try Proactive. Proactive. Cleanse. Tone. Repair. Be clear. Be confident. Be proactive. Proactive.co.uk. Another heavy forehand from Ivanovic to win the first point of game 8. 21 forehand winners now from the Serb. Just 9 for the Aussie. Certainly our French colleagues may be a little quieter at the moment because I see Robredo's just won the second set, 7-5 against Gasquet. To level the match, 1 set all. Just resumed in the Fognini-Querrey match. 1-1 second set, first set to the Italian. Third ace for Ivanovic.
Well, this set, she's loving her first serve. She's won 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Pity. She's really got herself back into that point, Stosur.
That was really fast to get back across the court. Just a bit annoyed after making that effort not to win it.
Ivanovic leads 5 games to 3.
Well, it's the first set in reverse, because in that set it was Stosur who led 5-3. It was pegged back. The old Australian flag, the traditional one. Union Jack and the Southern Cross combined.
15 left.
Yeah, definitely change of direction on that first serve from the rain break. Obviously having a word with a coach, Stosur.
Coach Miles McLagan.
Well, suddenly again, Ivanovic seems to be swinging at the wrong time.
14 left.
Love game for Stosur, who lays down the gauntlet and says, "You want this set? Serve it out."
5 games to 4.
5-4.
Hurry up, Daddy's coming.
Have a good day, son.
Ivanovic then with the opportunity of serving to level the match at the set piece.
Well, I'll have to say, just past history, you look at Ivanovic in this type of situation and you just feel she's going to be a little bit brittle. That ball toss again on the serve is going further out to the right.
They got 6 straight points for Stosur.
You can see the spin on the ball from Stosur. If you don't time it in the middle of the racket, I'm afraid it is going to be a miss hit. But really, with that ball toss, why would you not be waiting out there on the right for your forehand?
Anywhere he can go. Look how far she has to come round the ball. It's a beautiful angle. Fourth ace.
Well, great defence from Ivanovic, because Stosur was flinging everything she could down the other end.
Yeah. Serve sets it up. Set point. Remember, she had 3 in the first set. Saved 6 before Stosur eventually closed it.
There was a few gasps. They thought the first Stosur shot was going to go out, but the spin brought it down. Very well played. That was very composed.
Servers on their feet a little prematurely. Cannot believe that Stosur wasn't sitting there waiting for that serve. Ivanovic claims the second set by the margin of 6 games to 4. And after an hour and 41 minutes of actual playing time, it's 1 set all.
Ready to serve you with the power to surprise.
Order the coolest outfits and much more now on tennispoint.com.
Don't play nice with this. Try Proactive. Proactive. Cleanse. Tone, repair. Be clear, be confident, be proactive. Proactive.co.uk.
Players coming out then for the start of the third and final set. Incidentally, tennis will be resuming on Eurosport 2, British Eurosport 2, in just a few minutes' time, 3 or 4 minutes. And they'll be picking up, I'm sure, on the Robredo-Gasquet match. Gasquet has an early break. 2-love in the third set. That one's 1-set-all as well.
Well, funnily enough, in that second set, 77% of first serves in for Stosur, but she was the one that got broken.
Correct.
Oh, gosh.
Again, there's been too many, really, in the match.
Yeah, it's not something I've noticed throughout this first week of the championships. A rash of poor calls, but it's not been up to scratch this evening.
Well, you're born with that timing. Very sharp with the take back on the racket, short swing. Clips it back.
Well, the last thing Stosur can afford is to fall behind straight away in this final set.
Wonderful hitter. Just leans into it.
2 break points then. Too good. A brilliant game from Ivanovic. She strikes straight away.
First game, final.
Now, let's just confirm all 3 courts back in action now. As I mentioned, Robredo and Gasquet, that's now on Eurosport 2. And the Fognini-Querrey match in the Margaret Court Arena. 3-all in the second set. First set Fognini, 7-5, and you can watch that on the player. If you subscribe to the Sport Player, well worth doing so. Tomorrow there's singles action on 5 courts, and again, you can choose which one you want to watch by subscribing to the player. If you haven't heard, Andy Murray is on the Hisense Arena tomorrow, not before 2:30 p.m. our time. That's 3:30 in the morning your time. You'll see that in its entirety on British Eurosport. Come on, it's Saturday morning. You can set the alarm early. Have a lie-in afterwards, preferably with a bottle of champagne, to celebrate a win. Let's hope so. And Feliciano Lopez, of course.
Well, somehow she gets around that ball toss. She believes in it, and that is the main thing. I just thought Stosur could pick it a little bit more, and she goes out wide, especially this way.
Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I mean, I'd be standing in the tram lines and say, come on, serve one down the centre if you possibly can.
Exactly.
And equally, I'd be standing sort of way over towards the centre line in the ad court.
game.
Well, it's a dominant performance so far in this final set, in which Stosur has won 1 point.
Ivanovic leads 2 games.
Ivanovic 8.
Well, again, I'll say Ivanovic's best tennis is better than Stosur's, but do we entirely trust Anna to play like this till the end of the match?
The answer is a definitive no. We all know it's easy to play at the start of a set. It's when you get to the sharp end, unless, of course, she's so far ahead.
That could be the way she's marching on. Well, quite a careful first serve by Stosur, and not a good reaction off the return. Seemed rather slow.
TV on your watch and a glass of beer can't be bad, can it?
Always loves that cross-court pass, Stosur. Fierce spin. You can see it. It just dips. It is so hard to handle.
Yeah, almost impossible to play a stop volley off it. Ivanovic should have been thinking, right, let's just push this deep and see if I can get an easier one next time.
The intended drop shot was bounded for the intended stop volley. Stosur on the scoreboard in the final set, importantly clinging on.
2 games to 1.
Ivanovic leads 2-1 with the break.
Australian Open was always the Grand Slam that you can look for some underdogs.
It comes down to who was willing to put the hours in over Christmas and come out firing.
If they've changed something in their game, the Australian Open is where you're going to see it.
Makes it slightly more unpredictable. You haven't had recent form to take into account.
Some top guys are not ready, so always somebody sneaks in.
I don't think it's very realistic to back an outsider.
It's worth looking at the early rounds to see who is the form player. You can really take great advantage.
Get a 100% deposit bonus with Unibet.
The Australian Open is brought to you by BetAtHome.com. Life's a game.
First rally of the next game.
Well, that shot never really on Stosur. Bit of a miss hit.
And the Fanatics certainly enjoyed that overhead.
Oh, whip that forehand. And then so strong overhead.
It's another ace, but again it's going to the same place all the time.
Why wouldn't you move your positioning on the return just to make your opponent see something different?
Two complete mishits on the backhand drive, the double-hander from Stosur in this game.
You can understand why she goes to the slice quite a few times.
And for once, Ivanovic actually getting a serve into the backhand.
Bit of a messy game, though, really, from Stosur. Not into the rallies at all.
A very high percentage of first service points won by Ivanovic in the match.
Right, that one up again with a relish.
There's Miles McLagan. She's certainly fixated with playing the drop shots and the top volleys, and frankly, that's awful.
No, just poked at it, really. No conviction behind it.
Again, taking the ball so early, looking to move forward behind it. 25th forehand winner of the night from Ivanovic.
That's the one that Ivanovic's been taking on all night.
No half measures with Ivanovic. It's either
a win or a miss by a mile.
Ivanovic leads.
She's still ahead, 3-2.
Australian Open was always the Grand Slam that you can look for some underdogs.
It comes down to who was willing to put the hours in over Christmas and come out firing.
If they've changed something in their game, the Australian Open is where you're going to see it.
Makes it slightly more unpredictable. You haven't had recent form to take into account.
Some top guys are not ready, so always somebody sneaks in.
I don't think it's very realistic to back an outsider.
It's worth looking at the early rounds to see who is the form player. You can really take great advantage.
Get a 100% deposit bonus with Unibet.
If you want to understand the technology that makes the Jaguar XFR feel so alive, just drive it. The Jaguar XFR with alive technology.
Match has been on court for 2 hours now of actual playing time. Not counting the delay. Well, the roof was shut because of rain, and the court was dried.
Well, Anna is keeping up the good percentage one on the first serves. Yes, a real come on to herself from Stosur. Trying to stick with Ivanovic.
Only the second point she's won against the Ivanovic serve in this set.
Now that was a real chance because that wasn't a very wide serve.
Incredible defense from Stosur.
Wow, that's some reaction from the crowd. Maybe they can sense something.
It's the double fault. And it's breakback point for Stosur.
Only the third double. Didn't serve one in the second set.
Thank you.
Well, that was very calmly played. amazing. So she can try and hit that one down the middle. Oof. Take your time.
That's a stunning lob.
Well, I think that Stosur paid the price, that the crowd oohed because they didn't know if her shot was going to go in, and she was watching it, and she got rather delayed with her reaction to the lob.
With the volley.
Very in this next one, just kind of prods at it, but then she makes this move. She knew Ivanovic was going to try and go down the line, and off she went. Well, that's just an amazing serve down the tee from that ball toss. It really is.
Advantage to Ivanovic.
Still, Ivanovic just holding back a bit. The tension creeping in again. Rather steering that. I don't think she popped a string.
No, maybe she's just not happy with the string tension of the other racket.
Yeah. Needed that.
There's a 6 ace, twice as many as Stosur served. That's good. Clings on, stays off the breakback point, and Ivanovic is 2 games clear again.
Ivanovic leads 4 games.
Well, plenty of opportunity you feel for Stosur in that game. And the crowd really tried to help her on as well.
Quickly tell you that Fabio Fognini is now 2 sets to love up. Italian leading Sam Querrey of the United States, 7-5, 6-4. It's 1-1 in the third. And Robredo has broken back against Gasquet in their match, which is on Eurosport 2. Gasquet's lead now 4-3 in the third set at 1 set all. I mean, I don't understand that approach shot because all she's done is steer it.
Well, this is when everyone takes a good long look at Anna Ivanovic. She got the nerve to win this.
Oh, gosh.
So many indecisive shots from both of them at the moment. That volley should have gone away.
For sure. You couldn't want it at a better height to put away either. It's right there. Oh, no mucking about on this one. Absolutely wallops it down into the court. That's not coming back.
What a return. Yes, the serve was into the hitting zone of Ivanovic, but Stosur hadn't even recovered from the service action when the ball was back at her feet. Yeah, apology, that was a mishit. But it gives Ivanovic the chance to move up 2 breaks of serve to take a 5-2 final set lead with their own serve to come. That could well be the decisive moment of the match. It is a double break for Ivanovic, and she will serve for a place in the 4th round at 5-2.
Ready to serve you with the power to surprise.
Why this watch? This watch has witnessed the magic of Melbourne, the promise of a new season, and a Grand Slam's most ardent fans. It's seen a national hero become a legend. The epic endured. And a 4-time champion crowned. It doesn't just tell time, it tells history.
The Australian Open is brought to you by BetAtHome.com. Life's the game.
Not the way you want to start when you're serving for the match. Just occasionally she just doesn't accelerate through the ball. Does it beautifully.
Well, she says really enjoying the setup she's got now with her new coach, who's Serbian, and everyone she's got around her feels more comfortable. And it gives her confidence for matches like these. Well, we will see.
Yeah, Nemanja Kontic is as excitable as she is. He's often up on his feet.
Yes. There's no way that serve's going anywhere other than down the middle from that ball toss.
The backhand can be so vulnerable, particularly on the drive from Stosur. It looks as if another Stosur campaign at the Australian Open will end in comparative disappointment. I mean, she's got to the round she was seeded to reach. That at least is an improvement. But it could have been so much better tonight. 2 match points for Ivanovic. She did keep her nerve. And Casey Delacroix is the only Australian left in the singles event at the Aussie Open. Ivanovic will face Serena Williams after a 6-7, 6-4, 6-2 win.
Well, you know, funnily, it was the serve that was quite brilliant in the end, even with that ball toss. She's the one that believed in it. And the last point, out wide again, Stosur nowhere near it. Very well played. Good to see Sam Stosur playing so well back at home. It really is, with a bit more freedom. It was a pretty good match overall.
Well, thanks to Joe and David. Greg, Virginia and I certainly enjoyed watching that one. You never really knew which way it was going to go, but too many errors really from both players, but some great tennis in there too, Virginia.
Well, we were always worried that it was going to be somebody losing the match rather than winning, but I have to say that I think Ivanovic actually found a way to win the match, and as a sad Sam Stosur leaves, I just can't help feeling with Sam that if she could, she's such a quiet girl, if she could find a way of expressing her tension and her nerves in a relaxed sort of way on the court, it might help her to relax, but she was not very good as time went by in that match.
Okay, we'll just listen to Anna Ivanovic talking to Renee Stubbs.
I know that you must have felt like you had the entire stadium in Australia against you tonight, but I know you've also been here since December, and you have family that live here, and you know that Australia loves you.
I do, and I definitely didn't feel lonely. Thank you guys, you've been amazing, you know, and my team has been loud enough, and all the Serbians here, and I mean, honestly, the guys that sing, it's so funny. I support them.
Yeah, I did see you look up at the Fanatics one time and actually laugh. I mean, with all the intensity of this match and the quality of this match was very high. How do you stay focused?
Yeah, I mean, I think the match was the highest quality that we had in our previous matches, and, you know, she's a very tough opponent, and I felt she played really well today and served extremely well, but I just hung in there, and, you know, it was very tough conditions. I felt it was a bit hotter when the roof got closed, but so happy and thrilled to be through, and thank you guys again.
Now, what were you thinking in the middle of that point, in the tiebreak at 7-all when it started pouring? Were you just like, oh my goodness, make a winner?
Well, actually, I served, and I saw this kind of wall coming, and then everyone made a noise, and I just didn't know what was going on, and then the rain came, and it was just very hard to force.
Now, Anna, you've been in Melbourne for a while. You know this happens in one day. We get lots of things happen.
I do. I learned that.
Well, you also won an event in Auckland a couple of weeks ago, so your form is back to its best. You know it's going to have to be your best because your next opponent is world number 1, Serena Williams. Yeah, it's okay. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it has to be twice the best. One set and maybe the other. But no, I mean, we had really tough matches in the past, and in Auckland I played Venus, and I didn't have many wins against her, and I played a really good match, beat her there, so that kind of gives me confidence for the next match. But, you know, it's very tough. Like tonight also was very tough, but, you know, I look forward to a challenge.
Well, congratulations. It might be Serbia's night because Nole's coming up after you. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Ivanovic.
Yes, indeed. Novak Djokovic next. But Anna Ivanovic, well done to her. We'll take a quick break and we'll have our studio analysis after this.
Kia, the power to surprise.
The Australian Open is brought to you by bettathome.com. Life's the game.
Andy Murray marches on in Melbourne. The Wimbledon champion now faces Feliciano Lopez for a place in the last 16. The Australian Open third round. Andy Murray versus Feliciano Lopez. Tomorrow, live on British Eurosport HD.
Ready to serve you with the power to surprise.
Download the app or visit William Hill on your mobile. William Hill, the home of betting.
You appear to be in a financial quandary, young fellow. At Wonga, you choose exactly how much to borrow and for how long.
Really?
Yes, you can also pay back early and save money.
Oh, good, thank you. No, I'm not kissing my phone.
Kiss it.
Wonga.com. Straight talking money.
When it's raining cats and dogs. When there are leaves on the line. When it's the wrong kind of snow. When there are 4 seasons in just one day. Quattro, the legendary all-wheel drive system from Audi.